Now, earlier today, I had an opportunity to speak with the Deputy Assistant to the President, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, welcome to Hannity. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay. Am I outlining this right? There are no good answers, and this is a far more dire, difficult situation than a lot of people are really realizing here.
You showed the clip with Tim Russert from almost 20 years ago with the President. He had it right back then. He had it right today. The fact is, when good men do nothing, evil triumphs. It's not the people of Korea that are the problem. It is the regime. That is an evil regime. As bad as anything we know from the Soviet Union, that nation is a pariah. That nation is in flagrant breach of international laws with regards to nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles. But this is when the appeasement ends, Sean. This nation, this White House, this president will no longer put up with appeasement.
You know, Dr. Gorka, I've analyzed this as closely as I can under a best-case scenario. We had a very important vote over the weekend, and the UN Security Council, 15-0. Let's say all of those nations come together, our allies in Israel, even China, even Russia, even all our Western European allies, and we have to take these sites out because they're a clear and present danger to the entire world. Okay. Militarily, what do we have? We will incinerate North Korea. We run the risk of nuclear fallout. And then what if he fires, if we don't get it done fast enough, into South Korea, Guam, or Japan, or even China? What do we do then?
There are numerous scenarios that do not involve the use of force or some kind of conflagration on the Korean Peninsula. There are covert means, there are means that we don't discuss on television that can incapacitate a regime's capacity to use its military. Secondly, there's the diplomatic and political option. Look at what China just did, Sean. Thanks to the president, thanks to Rex Tillerson, thanks to Ambassador Haley, China, the biggest supporter of North Korea, and Russia said on Saturday, enough is enough. They agreed with us to create the largest sanctions package against North Korea in the last 30 years. China has realized that a buffer state is no longer a buffer state when it is threatening nuclear war. China is in a position to exert pressure, massive economic pressure, as well as political and diplomatic, to denuclearize North Korea.
We saw a little movement in that direction after the president met with the president of China, so there's, I guess, a little bit of hope there. Both Ambassador Bolton, who'll join us tonight, and Newt Gingrich last night talked about the capacity of great redundancy with missile defense. Newt talked about 20, 30, 40 attempts to be able to take a missile out of the air. But we know what an electric pulse would do if even it exploded over the United States, killing our power grid, all electronics. That is a very scary scenario where potentially millions could die.
But the correlation of forces, that phrase from the Cold War, if you compare our capabilities versus North Korea, General Mattis, Secretary Mattis is absolutely right. You don't go to war with America, whoever you are, unless you wish to commit suicide. We aren't just a superpower, Sean. We are a hyperpower. World history has never seen a nation as powerful as our great nation. Therefore, North Korea needs to understand the blackmail stops. And if you get into an arms race, as Secretary Mattis said, with the United States of America, you will lose, whoever you are, whether you're a Potemkin village in Asia, a Potemkin state, or whether you are any other nation in the world.
Dr. Gorka, thank you. When we